Hi, welcome to Not Dead Yet. This is going to be a podcast about being middle aged plus and not dead yet. Nobody really talks about us. They talk about the baby boomers, which I guess are a little older than us, maybe not. They talk about people who are sending their kids to college. We're already done. Our kids are already successful and they're on their own and they're doing great. And they'll talk about people who are retired and living on Social Security and taking advantage of all the public services there are for people who are doing great. And we're not retired yet. We're not done yet. We're not dead yet. People really aren't talking about us. So I thought I'd talk about us. And I don't want to do it in a sad way, in a morbid way, in a depressing way. I want to talk about it in a happy way, in a matter of fact way. I just want to talk. So let me tell you about how I got here. So I got here, well, because I got a lot to say. And I thought about writing it all down, but then I kind of would start in the middle, or if I started at the beginning, it would just take me way too long and the words would get all jumbled together and it would come out more like an autobiography, which would kind of sound sordid or distorted. And the words would get all mumbled, jumbled, and that's not really what I wanted. I kind of wanted to start it here where I am right now because I've survived it all. And you have too. We've all kind of gotten here to this weird place in our lives where the kids are gone. We did a really good job. I mean, they're doing really great, We've accomplished incredible things in our career, our professional lives, but that's done. We're not likely to really reach those heights professionally anymore. And that's okay. We have stories to tell. I'll tell you my stories. You tell me yours. But right now we're just kind of paying the bills and making money, and reaching for that corner office and, jabbing up that resume. It's really not on my top list of things I want to be doing for the rest of my life. At least not anymore. I'm not chasing down the competitors. I really don't care what my title is. I'm not looking to make, vice president anymore or for great competition or stress or tension. I don't care. I just want my bills to be paid. And, I'd like really not to be living under a bridge in my retirement. Although I may be, I'm not going to be thinking about it right now. But anyway, the professional highlights are gone. The kids are gone. I personally don't have a significant other in my life. And, we can talk about that. We're going to talk about sex. We'll talk about relationships. We'll talk about the batteries in my nightstand that right now is taking the place of a man. If you knew the men in my life, you know that that's actually an improvement. And I'm okay with that. We'll talk about dating apps. We'll talk about no dating apps. We'll talk about health. We'll talk about doctors. We'll talk about the Real Housewives because, well, they're the Real Housewives. We'll talk about politics if you want to. We'll talk about anything that people our age want to talk about because no one's really talking to us. And, we're kind of important. We've raised the next generation. We've done it. And we've done a pretty good job of it. I mean, the country really is in crisis mode. And every time you turn on the TV, you hear about it. God knows you hear about it all the time. Whatever, the media tells us is the truth. That's the truth. And it's really not. I hope you've taught your kids, do your own research, or at least yourself. The world has changed while we've been on this earth in so many remarkable ways. And I just thought that I wanted a podcast to really talk about what it meant to reach this stage of adulthood and, kind of thinking, gosh, what do I do now? It's not about finding purpose. It's not about, okay, now I'll go play Mahjong. I don't want to play Mahjong. I'm still waiting for a few adventures. I would love to fall in love, but I really don't know how to go about doing it. Don't tell me to go on a dating app. I'm not doing it. I want to travel. I just don't know where I want to go. And, I've read all about, traveling single. I don't want to travel single. It sounds like a lot of work, you know, um, saving money. Yeah, I get the concept. I really do. I just, I kind of like spending money, not because I spend it on stupid stuff. I spend it on things that make me happy, and I like making other people happy. So that means I spend it on stuff that other people are going to think are stupid. But that's okay. We can talk about that. I want to hear from you. I want to hear about what makes you happy at this middle stage of your life. I mean, I look down here. If I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at the screen because I see myself. And you reach this stage in your life and you're like, okay, how did that happen? How all of a sudden are my stories starting with, well, 30 years ago I did this, and 30 years ago when did that happen? When did these wrinkles get on my face? Who is that person in the mirror? And it's totally bizarre. You feel like you stepped out of your space. Like I had this former life before, and people look at you like you're old. And I intellectually know where they're coming from, because when I say the age that I am, it sounds old. Sometimes I even feel old, but I'm not dead yet. And you're not dead yet. So let's talk about it. We've got a podcast now. We can talk to each other. And I'm going to be learning how to do this better. We can learn from each other. And you can call in. I'm going to figure out how to do that. And we'll get this podcast going, and we'll age together, and we'll stay young together. And we'll maybe go viral, and you'll tell your friends and I'll tell my friends. And I'm excited to know more about you, and we'll figure this middle age plus stuff out together. So welcome to Not Dead Yet. And let's go have a long rest of our lives together. So bye for now.